Alright, so I'm showing y'all how to do composite portraits. So first you're going to want to have your subject picture, which is this right here, and your background picture. There we go. Alright, and you're going to want to make sure that they're both taken in similar lighting. For example, this was taken outside during around the same time of day as this one. Alright, so you're going to want to make a selection of your subject. It doesn't have to be perfect the way I'm doing it, because I'm going to use masking. I'm going to drag her over here. And just for time purposes, we're going to leave her. I'm not going to worry too much about making it super perfect. Yeah, this is good. Alright, zoom in here. Alright, to use masking, we're going to put a mask on her layer. We're going to use the brush tool loaded with black to try to get rid of some of these edges here. Things that we miss in our selection, or you could always just go back in the selection tool and make it a little cleaner. I just don't really have the patience for selection tool, or maybe I'm just not as skilled at it yet, but I prefer masking. So once you get rid of all those, you're going to start playing with color, because right now she's not blending into the shadows very well. So we're going to go back to her layer, get out of the mask. We're going to use the brush tool, but I'm going to take the opacity down to 10%, or around 10%, and I'm going to color it on her to create shadows. And you just want to match the shadowing that's already existent in the background. If I had her in like the broad daylight part of the picture, I wouldn't be doing so much shadowing. You can also do this with dodging and burning over here. You would just have to add this. Go to Control Shift N and then overlay and fill with gray, and you would, dodge and burn that to your heart's content. I'm just gonna keep painting shadows. Another thing, match the coloring. She needs to be saturated a little more because my background's pretty saturated. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, make sure the saturation, and I already kind of did that before. Make sure the coloring matches, and the shadowing. Again, using the brush tool. Yeah, and then, so next thing you want to make sure is that the feet are blended in. If you can avoid the feet, like showing the feet in your image, I would do that. Otherwise, you're going to want to put some shadows in there. The darker it is, the less attention you're drawing to the feet, because that's usually where you can tell that the picture is not, that it's two different pictures. Alright, so that was kind of a quick explanation, but you can see this is my finished product. I have, zoom in here. Alright, I made those edges clean. I also used the blur tool, which I'll show you. That's one thing I forgot to show you. To kind of smooth these edges over, I'm going to use the blur tool. And this will help you, unless there's like a lot of distance between your subject and your background, you kind of want to blur some of the edges, because otherwise it makes it look like they're far away. So yeah, blur your edges, make sure your selection's close, use masking to close up your selection, make sure the coloring matches and the shadows, hide those feet. You can also apply kind of like a hue if you want to go for a sepia look, but this kind of just makes, if you apply one color to the whole thing, it kind of blends it together. I'm not going to do that for my final product, but yeah. And there you go.